Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I want to take a look at a recent interview with Iksar. Iksar was interviewed in Chinese, but the interview was translated into English and published on Reddit. There's a link down below for the thread if you want to see for yourself. And there are some interesting tidbits of information in that interview, including confirmation of an upcoming 5th balance patch for Ashes of Outland. But let's take a look at the most interesting parts of the answers. Twin Slice was the most powerful Demon Hunter card, but Demon Hunter has a variety of powerful tools, so no one change was going to take them from being a top class to anything much less than that. I would expect the next expansion is going to be the next thing that truly shakes things up. We'll do another balance patch before the next expansion, but it will mostly be targeted at more small tweaks and making sure we set up the next expansion to be the most fun it can be. Alright, so confirmation of another balance patch and confirmation that Demon Hunter is not going to be taken off the map during Ashes of Outland. Then something for the future. We'll always make build-around cards that result in power spikes, but those shouldn't be the only decks that see play. In metas where no duplicates decks are powerful, this issue tends to crop up more often. I think if some of the Zep Alex decks continue to be top tier going into the next expansion, it's likely we'll make some power level changes to those decks to make room for new strategies. So this confirms a couple of things. First, that there is a chance that Zeppers or Alex could end up being nerfed, and second, these are not going to be nerfed in the 5th Ashes of Outland balance patch, so Zep and Alex will continue as they are for now. Of course, it would be interesting to speculate what could be done about these cards like Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Maybe it could make the dragons cost 1, for example, so that it wouldn't result in such a big tempo swing immediately. Maybe Zeppers could cost 3 mana, so that it couldn't give Twisting Nether, it couldn't give Inner Demon. There would be lots of interesting things that could be done about these cards. But as of right now, these will not yet be touched. Then an interesting bit about randomness. Randomness is something that I talk about a lot, of course. It is an inherent part of Hearthstone. And Iksar says, randomness and generation are tools that get used in order to make experiences more varied and different game to game. Mechanics like Discover are a core part of Hearthstone. That said, I think the tools players have to create new resources is about as high as it's ever going to get. I welcome this news, no more random stuff, no more generation. On the other hand, it's really hard to see how can this be as high as it's going to get, because we have 2 more expansions before the next standard rotation. So unless they completely stop building any sorts of random cards, then that's not strictly true now, is it? However, there is some clarification. When all classes start generating resources outside their deck, it makes the classes that specialize in resource generation like Priest or Mage feel less special. I would expect the expansions later in the year and especially next year to have less randomly generated resources, especially in classes that don't specialize in that sort of thing. So they still want Priest and Mage to be based on randomness. Confirmation of Mage's class identity being about random? I suppose so. Bye bye burn, welcome random. But on the other hand, less random generated resources means that okay, in April next year, April next year is maybe going to be the year. Maybe that will be the point where Hearthstone returns to its roots. We'll see, that's a long time before we get to that point. Then a little bit more specific on the nerfs. Puzzle Box is probably the appropriate power level, but with Dragoncaster it's coming out a little earlier than we'd like. We'll likely look to address that in an upcoming patch. And every time they have hinted something like this, they have typically went ahead and done it. So basically this means Puzzle Box probably going to stay the same, Dragoncaster probably going to see a mana increase. That would be the most likely nerf. That's the type of nerf that they like to do. Dragoncaster costing 7 maybe, Dragoncaster costing even 8, probably just 7. Typically 1 mana is the type of thing that they like to do. Then bit of a surprise nerf maybe. For Rogue's Galagrond you get 0 mana cards, but only because you put a large number of the other Galagrond cards in your deck. One issue that comes from having 0 mana cards is that they can result in really big unexpected swing turns. Rogue is probably the biggest offender of that right now. If the cards you drew of Galagrond cost 1, the card would obviously be less powerful. This is a change we've been talking about making lately, so that players have a turn to prepare rather than having to deal with so many resources all at once. Rogue is already not a top class in the current meta. Rogue is not doing particularly well. It's still okay, but Rogue Galagrund. Galagrund is something that all rogues have to play at the moment. Making Rogue's Galagrund less powerful would of course open up other avenues for rogue deck building so that you don't have to decide, okay, am I going to build a vanilla Galagrund rogue deck today, or a stealth Galagrund rogue deck today, or maybe a secret Galagrund rogue deck today? The only thing that I know for sure is that it's going to be Galagrund rogue. Well, if there's going to be a change to that, then maybe you can build other types of rogues, but the current problem with building other types of rogues is that they are not strong enough. So then Rogue would have to get a bunch of good stuff in the next expansion to make other types of rogue decks more attractive in order to ditch Galagrund. So, 5th balance patch is coming, and 2 cards that I'm quite certain are going to be changed are Dragoncaster, mana increase, Galagrund the Nightmare, cost increase on the drawn cards. And that's it. Nothing for Warrior, nothing for Druid, nothing more for Demon Hunter. Well, small changes, there probably are some more in the works, but no hints even were dropped at the moment. And Druid wasn't even mentioned anywhere in the interview. So we'll see where this is going to go, but yeah, expect a 5th balance patch for Ashes of Outland in the near future. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.